Good afternoon, everyone. Dear students, I welcome you all to the second session of the orientation program. In this session, you will be acquainted with various processes and activities at the North Cap University, catered specially for your enriched learning like professional societies, clubs, library, e-portfolio, learning management system, thought lab, tinkering lab, and incubation center. It will be followed by fun and frolics by student activities and leadership team. To start with this session, Dean Academics, Professor Swarna Ahuja, would enlighten our students on how to meet expectations and excel in their chosen field of study. Professor Swarna Ahuja did his BTech and MTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. He completed his PhD also from IIT Delhi in 1980 in the field of digital signal processing. He has worked in various industries including avionics, telecom, and IT. His main areas of specialization have been wireless communications, and while working in the industry, he has handled several research and development projects related to telecom and IT. A number of products and systems developed by him have been commercialized. A few examples are radio, telephone systems, synthesized land mobile radios, radio direction finding systems, mobile communication systems, wireless-based data acquisition and processing systems, point-to-point microwave systems, VSAT systems, and high-speed radio modems, etc. He has also designed several large telecom and IT projects with nationwide installations. His current areas of interest are wireless LANs, software-defined radios, and digital signal processing. Currently, he is involved in teaching and research at NCU since last 17 years. He has published a number of papers in international journals and participated in and organized several technology conferences. Sir meticulously takes care of academic and development-related activities to ensure we remain ahead of times and provide enriching environment to our students. Now I request Dean Academics, Professor Swarna Ahuja, to address the students.
Thank you, Dr. Payal. Dear students, good afternoon to you all. On behalf of the North Cap University, I again extend a warm welcome to you. You had one orientation session in the forenoon today, where you have been given an overview of the university, its facilities, and a brief introduction to some of the systems like grading and CGPA systems and placements. In this session, as Dr. Payal just mentioned, my colleagues shall take you through some more systems and processes being followed at the university. And from tomorrow, as has been indicated to you, you will all be visiting the university in batches to see and familiarize with some of these facilities yourselves. I would like to take this opportunity to apprise you about some of the career options which you can pursue at NCU and fulfill your desired goals. As has been discussed in the morning in the placement session, most of the big companies, you saw a big marquee by Anirudh. Most of the big companies visit the campus for recruitment, and as a result, thousands of our alumni who have been placed through campus or otherwise are working in leading companies at key positions within the country and also in global assignments. For preparing you and creating opportunities for you in the best companies, the university emphasizes not only on good academics, but on holistic development of our students. This has been talked about in the morning section also, and this is a big advantage you have at NCU, holistic development of our students. The qualities sought by various premier companies coming for placement. These are some of the qualities which most of the companies would look for in our students. For this, the teaching methodology relies on strong practical orientation, hands-on experience through industry-aligned project work, inculcating problem-solving and creative thinking skills through innovative course curriculums, and activity-based learning, etc. Further, a large number of technical and liberal study-based elective courses give you a lot of flexibility and choice to study and acquire skills based on your aptitude. There is focus not only on classroom, but also beyond classroom learning through integration of co-curricular, extracurricular activities in the curriculum. As was explained by Dr. Kavita, he showed you a lot of co-curricular and extracurricular details in the morning in her presentation. A new initiative making community service an essential part of the curriculum makes our students sensitive to societal problems and equips them to offer unique solutions to social problems. So this is one of our new initiatives where students are very enthusiastically participating in going to villages and doing some social work or blood donation and Swachh Bharat Abhiyans and things like that. Our endeavor is to offer opportunities to all of you to graduate from NCU as well-rounded professionals, which certainly shall give you an edge in all your placement efforts. But some of you may not be interested in jobs, but you may be interested in higher studies in India or abroad. As many of our pass-out students are studying in some of the best Indian and foreign universities. Good ranking and accreditations like NIRF and NAC and international QS star ranking, which was shown to you in the morning, earned by NCU through meticulous focus on quality education, shall help you in securing admissions to the prestigious national and international universities. Your mentors at NCU and your alumni shall offer you guidance for higher studies and placement also. Preparatory assistance for competitive exams like GATE is also provided for admissions to PG programs at IITs. Yet some of you may be interested in becoming entrepreneurs, neither higher studies nor placements, but doing your own business, becoming entrepreneurs and setting up your own businesses and startups. The university provides encouragement and support through Tinkering Lab for trying your new project ideas, VC Innovation Fund for idea development, and Incubation Center to take your idea further to commercialization and startups. A number of startups done by students have already come up. A large number of activities like workshops, lectures, pitching sessions, etc. are conducted at the university regularly, independently and in association with MHRD for awareness and promotion of startup culture at university. So whether you want to pursue job-oriented career or you want to go for higher studies abroad or you want to be a job creator as an entrepreneur, the university shall be with you and shall guide you and support you wholeheartedly in your career pursuit. On your part, you must maintain good academic record with the minimum CGPA of 7.5. You can always do much better than this if you are regular and above, and also actively take part in co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Very, very important for holistic development, including clubs and societies, sports and other activities of your interest. And you will be given a lot of opportunities to participate in this kind of activities. To sum up, the university offers a very conducive environment for your studies and holistic development. So, welcome on board. A very exciting future awaits you at NCU. Thank you, students. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for guiding the students. For students' convenience in profile building, we at the North Cap University have created e-portfolio for every individual student. Ms. Kanika Gupta is the mentor of the in-house development and deployment of my e-portfolio. She has a blend of teaching and industrial experience. She is currently pursuing her PhD from Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women, New Delhi, and completed her MTech in Information Technology from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth, New Delhi. To share information on this important aspect, I request Ms. Kanika Gupta to guide the students.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible? Can you please confirm?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. I'll just share my screen. I request you to please confirm if it is visible.
Sure.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. A very warm and hearty welcome to the 2021 batch. Today, I'll be introducing you to the My e-portfolio developed by the North Cap University students and deployed as well. So My e-portfolio is basically an innovative step towards improving student experience at North Cap University. It provides a platform to the students to showcase their interests and skill sets. As a university, it gives us an opportunity to regularly identify students' interests and strengths and help them achieve it. It will work as a complete repository for the students as well, so that they can use their academic and extracurricular documents whenever they need it for future reference also. Your mentors would be helping you out to develop your portfolios throughout your stay. And as you go through your semester, starting probably from the second semester, you will be having events that you can enter over here. Once you complete your first semester, you will be having a lot of extracurricular events as well that you can put in. So I'll directly take you to the SPA portal from where you can log into the e-portfolio. So the same SPA link that was told to you by Anirudh sir as well will be used for logging into your e-portfolios. Your IDs would be same and you do not have to use a separate ID. So the SPA page is visible. It is you will be required to log in into your SPA page using your roll numbers and your passwords. So I am opening a demo account for you. So this is what will be visible to you when you log in into the SPA portal. As a beginner, you might not have a lot of company notices or you might not have a lot of companies to apply for because you are freshers, but you will be able to fill up your details in the view your details area. On the left side, if you see, there is a My ePortfolio tab that can be used to enter the ePortfolio. So once you click on this tab, you will be taken to the dashboard. This dashboard will contain some important information about who your mentor is and who are the other students associated with the same mentor. So this page will give you a brief idea of what is your progress in your portfolio in each of the aspects. Let's say if the academic progression is 6% out of 10, it means that you have maybe passed out some of your semesters, you have done some internships, but some are still left out, which you will be completing in the future. Also, you will be able to see the progress of your fellow classmates, that how they are building up their portfolio and what is their progress. This will give you a competitive environment and you will also try and achieve best. You will also be able to see the home tab on the left that will give you detailed instructions on how you can fill up your e-portfolio and how you can upload your documents and what are the specific requirements for the documents as well. So as and when you are required to fill up any document, I request all the students to just go through it so that you know in advance what are the specific requirements for any video, image or any document that you're required to upload. Also, when you go to the About Me page, this About Me page is a brief introduction about yourself so that your mentor can better understand you. So this page would require you to fill a brief information about yourself that will tell your mentor about your personality, maybe your Facebook profile, your LinkedIn profile, your GitHub profile as and when you develop your projects, and if you write blogs, then you can share that link as well. Further, the videos tab over here on the right will be required by you to be filled every semester. A short 2 to 3 minutes video would be required to be uploaded, which will help your mentor to better understand you and guide you in building a successful portfolio. Going to the academic progression tab, you will be completing all these academic progressions as you go through your stay at NCU. It will be starting from your 10th up to whatever internships you pursue. Maybe there are 2 internships for BTech students, there might be more internships for the law students. So all the details related to your academics would be filled up here. Your marks would already be present. You are only required to upload your mark sheets so that even your mentor can access them and you can also access them if you need it somewhere else. The certification courses will include any extracurricular courses that you pursue. They might be relevant to the university or they might be something that is of interest to you. You can upload your certificate as well that can be counted in your general proficiency also. The projects tab will be covering your projects, case studies and internships. So you can upload your best 5 projects, best 5 case studies that you have worked on and the best 5 internships that you have worked. 5 is the maximum limit that you can upload as of now. And you can also upload a summary of your project in the form of a PDF document, a small video about your project telling the people how your project is working, what you have done in that project, what has been your contribution. It could be a self-learning project, a minor project, a startup project, or anything that is of social relevance as well. The case studies are mainly relevant to the law students, but might also be done by BTech students also. The internships will cover the summary, what internship you were pursuing, what was the organization that you worked with, and its certificate. All these certificates can be used by you to show in your evaluations during your general proficiency and community service also. Going to the events page, these will cover any extracurricular events, maybe it is a competition, a workshop, a sports event, creative event, or any exhibition, etc. that you are participating in, be it in NCU or outside NCU also. You will also be required to upload a certificate here. Unless and until you don't upload your certificate, this particular event would not be calculated for your marks during your general proficiency. So please make sure that any event that you participate in, be it an e-certificate or a hard copy certificate, you always have it handy. So this repository will help you to maintain a record of all your documents. Further, the recognition and awards page is a specific page that can help you showcase your achievements in the form of a best paper, a best project done by you. If you have achieved a name in your dean's list, as you progress, there is a dean's list that might come up if you are a topper in your class. Then the competitive exams, if you are taking any scholarships, be it in NCU or outside, if you have participated in MUNs, and if you're representing NCU, be it in a sports event or any other event. So this particular page will cater to specific achievements. Other than this, if you have participated in any events or you have won any event, you can always share your details in the events tab. The student interest page is of major interest to the university also, as it will not only include whatever skill set you already have, but will also include interest that you want to pursue. Maybe suppose a lot of students want to pursue operating system as a skill set that they are yet to acquire, then the university can work together with you in helping you achieve it. You can also give information about your research groups, any sports that you're interested in, your hobbies, and the foreign languages that you are proficient with. The remarks by the mentor page is not editable by you. This is only a view page for you, which is basically entered by the mentor. So the mentor will be giving remarks based on your portfolio from time to time so that you can better improve it and they can help you in building your personality. So all the documents that you upload here would be together consolidated in the documents tab on the top as a repository. So anytime you need a certificate, be it needed in an evaluation or to apply somewhere or for any other form, you can go to the document tab on the top and you will be able to see your certificates. So completing this portfolio will slowly help you to build your profile, and which will be visible on the dashboard in a consolidated form. That what is your progress. Then once you want to go back to the SPA page, from anywhere if you want to go to the dashboard, you can always click on the dashboard tab over here, or there is a small icon on the top for that dashboard. For logging out of ePortfolio, you will again have to go back to the SPA page and you will be required to log out. So you do not require any new login. The SPA login will only work for the ePortfolio. You will not be having a lot of events in the beginning because of course you are just entering the university, but I'm sure by the end of first semester, you will have a lot of details to give to your mentors. Thank you so much. For any questions, I request please post it in the chat box.
Thank you, Ms. Kanika. Library is an integral part of any educational institution, and during pandemic, when libraries are inaccessible physically, we at the North Cap University are providing online access to the library resources. Dr. Vandana Khanna will share information about library resources. She is the chairperson of the library subcommittee in the university. She is also serving as assistant professor in the Department of Electrical, Electronics and Communication Engineering with more than 12 years of teaching and research experience and 6 years of industry experience. She has been awarded with Star Performer Award and the Best Research Paper Award at NCU. Now I request Dr. Vandana Khanna to share information with our students.
Thank you so much, Dr. Payal ma'am. So good afternoon, students. I'll share the presentation regarding the library. Ma'am, could you please confirm? Is it visible?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So I would be talking about Central Library of the University, the North Cap University, which is also named as Library Resource and Information Center, LIRC in short. And I would be presenting. I'm Dr. Vandana. Ma'am has already introduced me to you all. So I'm faculty in EC department as well as chairperson in the library subcommittee. So brief about the library. It is fully air-conditioned library at 3rd floor in the university. Total area of LIRC is 876 square meter, and it is fully automated through Lipsys 10 software. And seating capacity is almost 200 users at a single time. Library timings generally are as per the students' class timings, which is 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on all working days, except during examination days when we were conducting examination in offline mode, and we used to extend the timings of the library because of students' convenience. They can sit and study late hours. Then we have rich collection of journals and periodicals in the library. So few library services I would like to mention here. Reference service. So NCU Library provides reference service to all its users at any time. And there is a reprography service outside the library facility, which provides Xerox facility, printing facility, etc. to the students and others. And then we have current awareness service. Library provides current awareness service in the form of new arrivals of library resources available at the NCU library website, as well as in the hard copy in the library itself. Then we have opaque, which is library facilitates the services of online public access catalog, where students can check the availability of the library resources and check their account status from anywhere, anytime. So you can check from homes also, renew the books, etc. from homes also, anytime. So broadly, library collection, if we talk about, we have three types of students, right, in the university, from SOETs, engineering department, and then we have from School of Engineering, then we have School of Law and School of Management. So I think this is a mixed gathering today. So number of engineering books are 58,586 and law books are 5,306 and management books are around 7,000. We have a lot of e-resources subscription from all the schools. So we can access directly from their logos from the library website, any of the database you want to access. If I talk about the resources available for different schools, so from EBSCO, we have a good, collection. So we have more than 2 lakh ebooks, various journals and articles on EBSCO host in all domains, engineering, law and management. We have Springer journals for research, basically if you want to pursue research. So we have good journals and research articles for SOET and Department of APS. Then we have McGraw-Hill e-books for, again, SOET and Department of APS. We have machine learning mastery books for CSE department. We have ABI Inform Procast database for School of Management, Westlaw for School of Law, Manupatra for School of Law, and we have SCC Online for School of Law. So separate training can be organized in any of the databases with if you need any help later on. So we'll organize these trainings separately. Now, a very important thing, how as new students you can access the library facilities. So now you would be visiting the university shortly in this week itself. So whenever you visit the university during induction process or maybe later, you will be, you can go to the library. During induction process, it will be streamlined from the departments only. They will take you through to the library and you will be registered there. Your ID cards will be created. After that, you can get all the services of the library, issue return of books, access to journals, reference section, or access to any e-resources. The important rules for accessing books is that a student can issue 6 books at a time once registered with the library, and you can keep each a book for 14 days. A student can reissue her books 3 times online via Web Opaque. So on the library website, there is a Web Opaque link where you can reissue your books. For that, login ID and password will be provided during the registration process only. After 14 days, fine will be has to be paid by the students if the student doesn't return or renew the books. There were some exceptions during COVID-19. The issue period of books is extended from 14 days to 30 days, and fines have been also relaxed. So there are no, we haven't charged any fines from students since 1.5 years because of the COVID situations. So this is the how to access library page from the NCU website. So from ncuindia.edu, you go to Campus Live and you have a library, or otherwise from the direct link ncuindia.edu/library. Some pictures from the library to have just a look for that. Otherwise, you can visit the library anytime. So this is the issue circulation session, a section where you can issue and return your books. This is your multimedia section. You can access e-resources by sitting there. Again, this is issue return. This is a whole view of the library, and the books are kept in the shelves. Some more pics. Like these are the reference and textbooks, and this is a reading room. So during COVID, we have been following these instructions, like you cannot sit on the adjoining chairs. So these have been marked. So regarding the library functionality, there is a subcommittee. Actually, there are various subcommittees. I'm talking about library subcommittee right now. So as I told you, I'm the chairperson. Then we have faculty members from all the departments. So you can approach them for any issues, like Dr. Vishali Sahu from Civil and Environmental Engineering. Then Mr. Manish Shukla is a library functional head himself. So you can approach him anytime. Then we have Colonel Bikram Mohanty, who is Registrar of the University. Then Dr. Hukum Singh from APS Department. Dr. Anuradha Dul from CSA Department. These are all faculty members. Then Ms. Deborisha Datta from SOL, School of Law. Dr. Nimit Gupta from School of Management. Dr. Satnam Singh from Mechanical Engineering, and then we have student representatives also. So the point is, if you face any issues, you can approach the student representatives or the faculty members of the library committee, and those issues will be resolved. So we have student representatives also from the various departments. So that's it from my end. If you have any doubts, you can raise it. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. So I'm done.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana. Isn't it great to have access to all the lectures, videos, assignments at one place? And that too, if you happen to miss any class, you have access to the content covered in class with just a click on your system. Yes, you heard me right. All the content is just a click away. We have a robust learning management system to make your learning smoother and enjoyable. Mr. Pankaj Srivastava, our Chief Technology Officer, is a seasoned professional with over 24 years of experience across diverse industry verticals and would now share detailed information on LMS. Sir.
Thank you, Payal. Thank you so much. And very good afternoon to the students. I hope you have been enjoying the session since morning. I know a lot of you would be saying, what? No, I understand. These have been long lectures. And bear with me. This is going to be something interesting for you because I know you guys are the Gen Z students, as you call them, and you are technology savvy. So I'll be running you through what the learning management system has in store for you. So I'll just quickly share my screen so that, and Payal, please confirm if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Great. So let's just move on to what we are talking about. So the learning management system that we have at the North Cap University is Canvas. And what do we have here? So what it's different. It's different as I am depicting in the slide itself. You're just stepping ahead of the rest. It's a different kind of learning experience, and you just will be enabled to stay ahead of the learning curve with Canvas. It's dynamic, it's engaging, and it's for every student and everywhere and every day. You can use it on your mobiles for that matter. You can use it at your homes, you can use it while you're traveling, and your lessons, your courses will be carried along with you. That's how flexible and how easily accessible it is. And it's a very robust platform for you to use. Everything in Canvas is in one place. Everything that you need to learn. Your courses will be there, your quizzes, your assignments, your discussion forums, your groups, your even your online classes can be held through Canvas. You can have a virtual meeting within Canvas. So it's a very seamlessly interactive platform. It's very simple and very intuitive, very easy to learn, as you will see in the next couple of slides, where I show you how easy it is to access Canvas in itself. And we'll be definitely having a much more detailed session to acquaint you with what Canvas has in store for you. We'll come to that. But before that, I would also like to tell you that the Ivy Leagues of this world, the Princetons and the Yales of this world, are also using Canvas. They are on Canvas. So you are at that level. I'm not saying they are better than us. I'm saying, yes, we are also there. We are also equally good. And that is why you have Canvas to use. It's a very robust and powerful collaboration platform as well, where you can not only collaborate with your teachers, you can also collaborate within your peer group. That is an added advantage. Your productivity, of course, goes up. It's a personalized learning pathway that it provides. You can learn the same course at your own pace. You don't have to compete with how fast anybody else is learning. It's your comfort, because learning pace is different for everybody, and that is how Canvas also considers you as a student, and respects and understands and gives you the opportunity and the environment where you can learn at your own pace. You don't have to compete with others in terms of how fast they are learning or how slow they are learning. It's at the end of the day learning that matters, and it provides you that environment where you can go through the courses at your own pace, at your own time, at your own convenience, and you can learn, and that actually becomes a much better and engaging learning environment. There's a lot of upload features available, blueprints, courses that your faculties can prepare, and a lot of fun and engaging features you have on Canvas. You have something called rubrics, will be a new term for you. There'll be schedules, quizzes, syllabi, analytics, speed grader, which will help grade you faster and accurately and in a transparent manner. So these are the features that are available and come to you when you start using Canvas. And talking about starting to use Canvas, I would really want you to get started straight away, right? All of you are on this team session, means you have received emails. That means you have your Gmail ID, which is at ncuindia.edu. Just log into Gmail with that ID, with the password, and then all you have to do is, if you can see my mouse cursor, you have the Google Apps grid here. Click on this, scroll down to the bottom, you will find NCU LMS app visible to you. It's an SSO enabled app. Canvas has been SSO enabled. SSO is single sign-on. So you can just click on this, and the moment you click on this, you will be in Canvas. Right now, you might not be able to see courses published on your dashboard, but your dashboard will be visible as soon as you click in there. You don't have to remember the Canvas login and password. You just need to know your Gmail ID and password of NCU, mind you. And once you have done that, you will be logged into Canvas and you will be able to see this dashboard. If you can see on the left, there is a menu which also says admin, which is me, which you will not have access to. You will have access to dashboard. You'll have access to your courses. You'll have access to the groups that you are enrolled into. You'll have access to the calendar where anything scheduled, your quizzes, your assignments that are scheduled will be visible in the calendar. Your inbox will have any mails that have been sent across to you. On the dashboard, if there are certain announcements, they'll be visible just on top of where your dashboard is written. And of course, you can go into the announcement section of the courses, and we'll come to those details in subsequent sessions. We'll have a much longer session to familiarize you with your journey on Canvas as it is. So that is going to come next. But till that time, at least you can get into Canvas and let us know how you find Canvas on the look and feel front to start with. And soon you will be starting to see the courses that you are enrolled in before the classes begin. So that is in the works, and soon you will be able to see your courses as well and start engaging on Canvas. That's it from me for now, and we'll have another session, another detailed session on Canvas, where I'll be taking you through the complete details of how you are going to use Canvas. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening going forward.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Yeah.
Extracurricular activities are an integral part of student life. We at the North Cap University believe in the all-round development of our students and provide them an opportunity to showcase their talent through various student clubs and societies. Dr. Shrutimita Mehta is presently taking care of all the student-related activities as the Deputy Dean Students Welfare and Chairperson, Student Activities and Leadership Committee and Community Service Committee. She is associated with the North Cap University since its inception in 1996. She has a PhD in English Literature and also holds an advanced diploma in German language. She specializes in teaching courses like business communication, language skills, effective communication, and phonetics. She has contributed significantly in motivating students to get involved in various co-curricular and extracurricular activities organized at the university. Now I request Dr. Shruti Mita to share information about various student activities and clubs where our budding students can display their talent.
Thank you, Dr. Payal. A very good afternoon to all our dear students. I extend a warm welcome to all of you to the North Cap University family. I'll take a minute to share my presentation. Dr. Payal, I'll request you to let me know if it is visible.
Sure. It's not visible yet. Yeah, now it's fine, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Students, it is my pleasure to introduce you to all the student activities that are held here at the university campus. The North Cap University offers excellent and wide-ranging opportunities to its students to participate in recreational, creative, cultural, and technical activities. Studies have proved that students who participate in extracurricular activities develop holistically. And I'm sure you've heard that since morning, you know this already, but that I'm just trying to reiterate so that I can encourage you in a positively towards participation in all these activities. Such participation stimulates creative thought. It is stated, it is proved, and also improves social and organizational skills. Involvement in these activities provides students to develop their innate potential and become well-rounded individuals. Through your participation in outside class activities, whether they are curricular activities or extracurricular or co-curricular activities, you will learn leadership and team building skills that are extremely essential for your overall development. You become good at public speaking, managing time, and you also gain confidence. You also acquire goal setting and problem solving skills in the process. So I'm sure you would all definitely want to up your quotient as far as all these skills are concerned and would participate wholeheartedly in all the activities that the university has lined up for you throughout the next 4 years that you're going to spend here at the university. Now, the activities that we've lined up for you are organized by the various clubs and the societies that we have here in the campus. All events are student driven and they provide ample learning opportunities for both the organizers, who are students themselves, and the participants. All the participants are provided certificates, participation certificates, and the winners are given prizes. Their names also feature in the university newsletter and on the university social media handles. Every Thursday, we have identified a 2-hour-long common slot, which is common for all the 3 schools of the university so that they can connect and participate in the activities that are organized on a regular basis. Now, giving you an overview of all the activities that we have here for you at NCU, we have Momentum, the annual cultural and technical festival, which is scheduled in the month of October every year. We have around 54 clubs and 15 professional societies that are extremely active in engaging students in a number of activities. We have sports, we have excursions and field visits, we have community service activities, seminars, conferences, and webinars that are organized around the year. Now, talking about the annual cultural and technical festival Momentum, as I've mentioned, it is conducted every year in the month of October. Now, this particular festival includes a host of events like debates, group discussions, quizzes, singing competitions, spellathons, hackathons, website designing competitions, fashion shows, etc. Our own students participate, compete with each other, and also we invite students from the various schools and colleges of the country. It is a unique platform wherein you get to showcase your talent and are rewarded suitably. We have a central committee functioning at the university level, and the name of the committee is Student Activity and Leadership Committee. This committee has 54 clubs, as I've just mentioned, under its cap, and these clubs are either department-specific clubs or university-level clubs, and all the registered students of the university are invited to become members of these clubs as per their interest and as per their talents. Broadly, we divide these clubs into 4 categories: hobby clubs, academic reinforcement clubs, community service clubs, and skill development clubs. To name a few clubs, we have Abhimanch, the theatre club, we have Lumiere, the photography club, Encore, the Music Club, Spic McKay, we have NSS, we have Rotaract, Yukti, the Sapient Club, Effective Altruism Club, Researchers Club, Programmers Club, Puzzle Club, Heritage Club, etc. So as I said, we have 54 clubs in number, so I cannot be naming all of them, but yes, you'll be given an insight into how all these clubs function and how you could become a part of these clubs in the coming 2 weeks, where all clubs are going to share with you details of what happens when activities are conducted and how you could become a part of them. Now, community service, as you've heard before, is a very, very important component of NCU. We strongly believe in giving back to the society, and that is why we've created 15 clubs that are specifically undertaking social responsibilities and conduct donation drives, awareness seminars, street plays, donation drives, legal aid clinics, and keep supporting the underprivileged in a lot of ways. We also take up projects that are energy based and conservation based, and of course try to give back to the society in the best possible manner. We have a lot of online and offline activities lined up. You are all invited to be a part of all these activities. And in fact, whatever I'm going to share now is just a suggested list. You are most welcome to do service to the society in whichever way you want to. We become a part of the Government of India schemes like the Swachh Bharat scheme, the Ministry of Ayush programs, the India Literacy Program, the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Matritva Abhiyan on a regular basis. We also try to help the elderly by visiting old age homes, try to bring a smile to their faces, try to donate in whichever possible manner we can, sometimes with medicine, sometimes with money, sometimes with dry ration, etc. We try to support the mentally and physically challenged. We spend time with them. We create awareness. We also try to teach the underprivileged and help deal the society with a lot of environmental and life issues. Since we are experiencing unforeseen situations because of the ongoing pandemic, we have also lined up a lot of online activities that you could participate in. We conduct virtual awareness camps, virtual webinars, try to help websites of NGOs by designing processes or creating content for them, writing blogs, articles, etc. for them. We also raise funds and have been very, very actively involved in volunteering activities during the pandemic. We tried to set up teams that were very actively involved in helping people with plasma donation, blood donation, or finding where they could get oxygen, etc. Our students have been very actively involved in helping out in across the various sections of the society. Now, in addition to community service, sports facilities at the university are also available. They are, they're state of the art, and we have outdoor game facilities for football, basketball, volleyball, cricket, lawn tennis, badminton, and athletics, and indoor game facilities for playing table tennis, carom, and chess. We conduct a lot of events, intra-university, departmental that is, and also send students outside the university to represent our university. And basically, holistic learning, holistic development is what we aim at. What NCU wants for you all is to grow holistically as individuals who have a strong academic base and a well-rounded personality, as individuals who brim with confidence and with a lot of positive enthusiasm. So once again, I welcome you all to the NCU family. We'll be sharing all the details as I've just mentioned in the coming 2 weeks. Please feel free to reach out to me whenever you want to as far as student activities is concerned. Thank you, Dr. Payal. That's it from my side.
Thank you, Dr. Shrutimita. We also have professional societies at NCU for the growth of our students as professionals. Professor Sharda Vashisht is the chairperson of professional activities. She is also heading the Electrical, Electronics and Communication Engineering department. She is a self-directed, action-oriented professional with 25 years of experience in education. 5 times Best Teacher awardee, Dr. Sharda Vashisht is dedicated, resourceful, and a goal-driven educator with a solid commitment to the social and academic growth and development of every student. She has been instrumental in setting up the Navigation with Indian Constellation Lab in association with ISRO and is working on various projects with ISRO scientists. She has authored a book titled Digital Electronics and Devices, which is helpful in setting up the foundation for ECE and CSC design engineers. Now I request Professor Sharda to acquaint the students about professional societies. Ma'am, you're not audible. No, you're not audible right now. I request Pankaj sir to please look into it. In the meanwhile, I guess we can move to the next next segment and get back to you, Professor Sharda. Okay. Okay, thank you. So we move on to our tinkering lab. To spur the spark of creativity, foster curiosity and imagination in young minds, which goes beyond regular curriculum and textbook learning, Tinkering Lab has been set up at the North Cap University. Dr. Vandana Khanna is the initiator of setting up the Tinkering Lab at the university and is also coordinating all the activities in the Tinkering Lab. She is serving as an assistant professor in the Department of Electrical, Electronics and Communication Engineering with more than 12 years of teaching and research experience and 6 years of industry experience. Dr. Vandana is also the chairperson of the Library Subcommittee in the university. She has been awarded with Star Performer Award and the Best Research Paper Award at NCU. I request Dr. Vandana to enlighten the students with the concept of Tinkering Lab.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll share my presentation.
It's visible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for confirming. So good afternoon again, students. Yeah, so I would be discussing about the Tinkering Lab at the North Cap University. So first of all, this is a lab which is at the university level. So it is not department specific, though I am a faculty in the ECE department, but this lab is open for all the students of all the, of this university. So Tinkering Lab is a play area only if you want to play with technology. So it is based on these values: creativity, critical thinking, innovation, and hands-on experience. So what are the objectives of this lab? The objectives are to give resources and facilities to students for working on emerging technology areas and to promote interdisciplinary projects and to motivate student entrepreneurs through incubation center. So we have an incubation center also in the university. So Tinkering Lab can be used to build certain prototypes which can be further used as a, in the incubation center to have your startup. So another objective is to provide a platform to innovative, creative young minds to solve a problem by rising above the level of the problem and find a solution. So you can sit together, discuss the issues and find the solutions there. So this lab has been established, since 2018. So it was inaugurated by Professor B.K. Kuthiala, Chairperson, Haryana Higher Education Council, Government of Haryana. So broadly, the things there in the lab consists of electronic development tools, robotic kits and accessories, Internet of Things kits and accessories, then mechanical, electrical, measurement tools, construction kits, power supplies, consumables, accessories, etc. So how the students work at the Tinkering Lab? The students of any discipline such as EC, CSC, mechanical, CE, law, management, etc. work in this lab and utilize their free time to explore new things. So this is a part of the extra co-curricular activities where students can utilize their free time to build something innovative. So students work in Tinkering Lab by making groups with students of other streams, which enhances their peer-to-peer interaction and thus promotes interdisciplinary projects. So few of the projects I mentioned here, not all of them. So to name a few projects: hydraulic bridge, electronic quiz, automatic gas stove controller, air purifier, automatic street light, and so on. You can go through the list. So these projects have been built in the Tinkering Lab. Few of them are shown in the pictures also. So for example, gesture controlled car, drone system, secret coded door lock, etc. So approximately hundreds of projects have been done in the tinkering lab. So I suggest you all students to, have some collaboration with other departments and work on interdisciplinary. So if you see this project on the left hand side, so this is built by, SOL students where electronics have been incorporated there. So it becomes an interdisciplinary project. So you're most welcome to work on such projects. Lab is always open during the university timings, and students of all years are welcome to work on basic to advanced level of projects. Then I would take you through some good projects that have been, given shape in the Tinkering Lab. One of them is Smart Car Management System management project, where they were funded from the VC Innovation Fund. The objective was to build an automated mobile system for the lifting of the automobile. The project focused on developing an automatic jack system to raise part of the vehicle into the air in order to facilitate repairs. For example, if there is a puncture in the tire, so this is automatic lifting of the car there. This project was designed and given working shape in the Tinkering Lab. Again, this was an interdisciplinary project. Most of the students were from ECE department. Then there is a project automatic universal LPG stove control device for boiling of liquids. So this is an innovative idea, which was basically a patent was filed for this idea done by one of the students from mechanical engineering. So this invention is related to the development of an automatic LPG gas stove controller for the boiling of liquids such as milk. So this device will ensure safety and energy savings university. So the purpose was that if the liquid is like milk is kept for boiling in the kitchen, so it will detect it whenever it is it is boiling. So it will raise the level of the milk and it will be detected by a conductor, and automatically the gas will be switched off with a control device which would be attached with the knob, gas stove knob. Then another one is vehicle payload monitoring system. So this was recently completed by the students under the mentorship of Dr. Anjali Garg. Again, EC students and mechanical students built this project. The objective of the project was to make a system that can measure the weight of the vehicle with the extra load. For example, we see the trucks generally overloaded. So the weight, there's no mechanism of, no easy mechanism of checking the weights, etc. So this project was giving the solution for that. At 4 different locations on the chassis, 4 ultrasonic sensors were mounted, and these were used to measure the deflection caused by the load. So if the truck or any device was overloaded, there would be deflection which would be sensed by the ultrasonic sensors, and then through some mechanism, through some algorithm, it could tell the weight which was displayed on the LCD in the project, but it can be displayed in a display module in the driver's cabinet. So I have shown few of them. So there are numerous projects that are done there, and project exhibitions and competitions are organized towards the end of each semester. Good projects are awarded through cash prizes and appreciation certificates to motivate students of the university to work on innovative and interdisciplinary projects. So you all are most welcome for this, for visiting this lab and working there. I'll share a quick video where you will have a glimpse of the lab. I'll unshare this and share the video. Wait a second. Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, I'll just start it. Yeah, so that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana. Thank you, Dr. Vandana. I'm sure the students must be eager to explore the tinkering lab. Okay. To succeed in this fast-paced competitive world, having positivity of thoughts and control on mind is the success mantra. The North Cap University takes pride in being one of the pioneer institutions in Delhi NCR to offer a novel concept of Thought Lab in collaboration with Brahma Kumaris to create pure, positive, and creative thoughts in our students. Dr. Divyabha is the coordinator of Thought Lab. She is also serving as head, Center for Language Learning, with a rich experience of around 16 years in teaching and research. I request Dr. Divyabha to share information on Thought Lab with our students.
Thank you, Dr. Payal. Good afternoon, everyone, and my dear students. I'm sharing my slides. Please do let me know if you can see that.
It's not visible yet. It's visible now.
Is it visible?
Yes, Dr. Divyabha.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So rightly said by Dr. Payal that the creation of Thought Lab at the North Cap University was originated as a new concept in 2018 for creating pure, positive, purposeful, powerful, and creative thoughts in individuals. And yes, the North Cap University takes pride in being one of the pioneer institutions in Delhi and NCR to offer this new concept for the benefit of our students and faculty. The mind is always thinking, but the how much percentage is there and how much we think we do not know. But you'll be amazed to know that we create around 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day, and approximately 90% of our thoughts are negative or waste. If you realize just how powerful your thoughts are, you would never think a negative thing or negative thought, but it is certainly a human nature that we are bound to think negative also at times. Here, Thought Lab works as a quality control hub to nourish the consciousness so that the mind creates positive thoughts even in adverse conditions. How Thought Lab works here? Thought Lab helps us to check the quality of our thoughts first, and it also helps us in converting these negative thoughts into the positive patterns. And it is important to channelize our thought because we do not know how to channelize our thoughts, and our mind will randomly keep thinking anything which will result into the loss of a lot of our energy and time. So there are some of the components of Thought Lab here. So this is the reception area you can see. It is the place where the attendance of the students is being recorded, and any other person who visits Thought Lab is required to record their details in the visitors register. Additionally, an opinion book is also kept here to record the views and experiences of the dignitaries visiting Thought Lab from time to time. This is audiovisual room, and this section of the lab is used for presentation purposes. Audiovisual aids and other integrated technologies used in this classroom help the student to easily relate and experience things virtually. It helps the students to remember the concept for a longer period of time. And after the session, students can record their responses in relation to the thought process. Discussion on inspirational and motivational video clips forms another activity in audiovisual room. This is high energy room, and this room with an aura of serenity, silence, conducive environment provides a meditation room for the inner journey. And here one can place situation related or theme based commentaries to students for a guided experience. Wonder starts happening with positive thinking, as meditation is the way to immunize oneself against negativity. This is library cum research room, and periodic checking of student stress level pattern is done along with filling of progress chart reflecting the changes in their thoughts, in their feelings, attitude, behavior, habits. All these are observed here for self-evaluation, and all these along with feedback from the student go for compilation and analysis in the library cum research room. Spiritual literature and motivational books are also stocked here for references and study purposes. Activity room is also there, and this is a multi-utility space which is primarily used for stress level analysis by a scientific device. However, it is not used for group discussion and participative working to find out different viable options for overcoming problematic situations if the students are actually facing something. So that's it from my side, and you'll get to know more about Thought Lab during your induction program. I would like to end my presentation by saying, start your day with a positive thought and a grateful heart. Best wishes to all the students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Divyabha, for enlightening our students.
Dr. Payal, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. So I'll, okay. We'll go back to Dr. Sharda Vashisht for information on professional societies. She's the chairman of professional societies and also serving as head in electrical, electronics, and communication engineering. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Payal, and sorry for the technical glitch. A very good afternoon to all present. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the North Cap University. We understand high school and university life are two very different and contrasting phases of one's life. From childhood to teenage, the high school tries to prepare you for your life as an adult, whereas university, on the other hand, grooms and teaches that adult how to make the transition from a teenager to a professional or to the corporate life. And professional society especially plays an important role in shaping one's personality in that direction. I'm chairperson of the professional societies. I would like to share the screen to give you a visual overview of the professional societies at NCU. Dr. Payal, kindly confirm if my PPT would be visible to you.
Sure, ma'am. It's visible. Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Thank you so much for confirmation. So the very first question is, what is a professional society? Because in your school, you might be aware of the clubs, the sports groups, the cultural groups, but what actually is a professional society? So basically, professional societies are the the groups at the national and international level. They are non-profit organizations where the like-minded people meet for having discussion on the topics of interest and potential collaboration in the area of their interest. For example, you have interest in robotics and automation. So you may have a society related to robotics and automation where all like-minded people can sit, can have discussion, can know what exactly is going on in the current market, what is the new research is happening in the robotics and automation. So like this, in all the areas, we have different professional societies, those are working in that direction. So that is actually a professional society. Here at NCU, we are the chapters, we have the student chapters of 15 professional societies. So you can see here we have IEEE, that is Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, SPI, the International Society for Optics and Photonics. So likewise for the computers, for the optical society, for the management, and for the mechanical engineers, for the civil engineers, we have different society. And none of the societies here have the students only related to that branch. Almost from all the departments, from all the schools, the students are members of these professional societies. And you will get the complete overview of all these societies in the coming weeks. So you will get directly, you will be hearing from the horse's mouth, you will be hearing from your seniors, the coordinators, because the societies are for the students and run by the students only. So in the coming weeks, you will be hearing all the details from the students coordinators about these. Now, what are the benefits if you are a member of a professional society? Through these societies, you come to know about the trends, the knowledge about hiring trends, what are the trends going on in the companies, in the industries, in the research work laboratories. So, and the issues, what issues you have to face and how to prepare for those hiring. The professional societies give you the publishing opportunities, publishing in terms of the research publication, research papers, and the articles and the blogs you write. And as an active member, the professional society awards you through their medals, the certificate of appreciation, and the honors they give. And not only these, travel grant is also an opportunity which you can avail through the professional societies. Here, if you want to, suppose you want to visit US or Japan or any other country for attending a conference or a symposium, then through this professional society, you can apply for the grant, and that is a very good option available for the society members. Then it gives you a detail about the job boards and professional development happening in that particular area. You may have interest in that particular area, and if you're a member of that society, you will come to know time to time what is happening in the market. It gives you leadership experiences because, as I told you, the societies are run by the students only. So there are core teams. Every year we choose core teams through interviews. So there are chairpersons, student chairperson, there are vice chairpersons, there are secretaries. So all these society give you a complete experience of leadership opportunities. And the best and the most important is extensive networking opportunities they provide to you. Because in this case, you have to deal with national or international level experts. You only will be collaborating to them. You only will be reaching out to them. And this is how you'll have a network which will be helping you throughout the life. So here I'll want to display some of the achievement of the professional society members here at NCU. And don't see these as just achievement of these society members. Look these at like opportunities which are available to you also. So like this is the example where the financial grant worth $3,500 was given to the students for visiting USA through Optical Society. The students participated in conference, and this was the leadership conference. So you can see, you can imagine how much is the exposure available through the professional society to these students. Students can take part in project competition at national, international level again. They can, mechanical students, especially here, these are the glimpses from our labs where the students prepare these cars and they take part in go-kart and hybrid vehicle competition through SAE Society. Here again, another opportunity which is available every year SPI provides. This is SPI is a society which deals with the optical part. So they provide the financial grant worth $3,030, and it increases every year. So students take part in these type of activities. And then, as I told you, there are awards and recognition from the societies. So if you are an active member, if you are really taking part in the activities, if you are running your professional society, then you will be getting these awards and recognitions. And you get an opportunity to take part in the inter-university activities, not at the national level, but international level too. And not only inter-university, we arrange regularly activities on campus. So there are various types of activity. You may be celebrating your own chapter, professional society chapter. You may be taking part in community service. You may be taking part in the telecommunication day or engineers day, or you are arranging some activities. You may be having HR conclave. You may be having ASP conclave. So a lot of activities keep happening on campus. And not only on campus, even the pandemic has not stopped the students. So it actually has given the boost to the activities which are conducted under the professional societies, because now the boundaries are melted and students are reaching to alumni who are there available in USA, Canada, or any other country, not only in India, and reaching out to the experts also. So this is how in 2020 and 2021, especially during pandemic, lot of activities have happened through these professional societies. And this is how I have displayed here posters of only 2 professional society, but this is how for all professional society, every year the core team is formed. You can be a chapter advisor, you can be a vice chairperson, you can be a secretary, you can be a video editor, you can be a graphic designer. So you can take part in any of the ways you feel so, and every year you just keep checking the opportunity you have. Now, at the end, I just want to give you some advice how to be active in the professional society. So first of all, contact the organization, like you know about your interest. So let the society know you are interested in and becoming an engaged member. Then access the membership directory, and all these will be available to you in the coming week, because the student coordinators, they will be reaching to you, they will be explaining all the details of the society, and then you can choose as per your interest. So, and then learn who the members are and how they work. And if you can be the potential collaborator with them, and then you can volunteer, you can look for the opportunities to give back to the organization and establish yourself as a leader. And it is not difficult to be a leader in first year itself. You can be a leader if you are really interested in it. Then you can seek leadership positions. You can reach to the highest position, that is a chairperson. And even when you leave the university, you can be mentor to that professional society. You can explore the career services available with the professional society available. So you can discover, and time to time, all the details are available through WhatsApp, through email. All these opportunities which keep coming through professional societies are available to the students. But for that, you have to be member of the professional societies, and that all will be covered in the coming week. And don't miss that. My only advice is this: you will get a lot of options available with the societies. Thank you so much. And I wish you happy and successful university time. Anytime, if you have any query related to professional society, I sit in room number 219 of the Electronics and Communication Engineering Department. You can reach out to me. Thanks a lot again. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Professor Sharda. To convert the innovative and creative ideas of students to reality by setting up startups, we have set up Master Jagannath Center for Excellence and Incubation Center at the North Cap University. Dr. Nitin Malik is the coordinator of Incubation Center. He is a doctorate from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi, and serving as associate professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. He has over 19 years of academic and research experience. I request Dr. Nitin Malik to share information on Incubation Center.
Thank you, Dr. Payal. I'm sharing my screen. Kindly let me know if you can see it.
Sure. It's visible, sir.
Right. Thank you. So I'm Nitin. I would be talking about the various activities which we had at Incubation Center in our university. So my greetings to the head of the department, faculty, and dear students and parents. Good afternoon to everyone. So we undertake lots of activities under the Master Jagannath Center for Excellence and Incubation Center, which is just in the basement section of the main canteen, and it is being headed by Mr. Avtar Singh. So we handle the activities such as we sensitize students and our alumni to the culture of innovation. We facilitate design thinking and problem solving mindset, and we try to generate interest and identify groups which are inclined towards starting their own startups. So other kind of activities what we have a boot camps wherein we screen the proposals received from students and alumni and mentor them how to best take their use case. So we try to learn and understand their ideas and scale them up that is fundable. We also invite guest lectures and workshops in the area of entrepreneurship by industry experts. So not everyone is interested in seeking 9 to 5 job. So those who have entrepreneurship mindset, they would like to start up their own companies and would like to be their own boss. So under a startup program, we follow a universal standard practice where we start with idea generation competitions, wherein the mission students and the alumni of the institutions as well as the faculty members. So those who see themselves as budding entrepreneurs, they have a wonderful opportunity to hone their skills by being part of the startup ecosystem. They can participate at different levels of various challenges in wide variety of domains. So once the ideas are being generated, so they are being discussed, and those which are being shortlisted, so they goes into the next round where we have pre-pitch programs. The team learns how to translate the business ideas into meaningful opportunities, which are backed by the marketing research. So they're also told how to create pitch desk so as to support their business ideas. So once we are through with the pre-pitch programs, then we have the pitch challenge competitions where they compete for the funding round. So students, they compete for their innovative ideas and the business plan. And these competitions, they are being judged by the industry experts who have marked their names as great entrepreneurs. So there's a lot to learn right during the challenge competition. They expand their network, they get exposure and things like that. So this startup program and this innovation activities, we also have VC Innovation Fund for that. So the university has instituted this fund to encourage shaping of the innovative ideas and to carry out the basic fundamental research. So this funding scheme is primarily aiming at encouraging innovative ideas among researchers, faculties, and first of all the students to seed the research activities. So those who are interested in funding, they can apply under the VC Innovation Fund, and if their idea seems promising, right, they will be funded with a timeline. So that funding serves as initial seed money to nurture ideas, their passions, and to somehow convert their ideas into products, into successful startups. So those funding programs, so they are being handled by the fund coordinator, Dr. Satnam Singh from Mechanical Engineering Department. Apart from this one, we have also institutional innovation cell, wherein the support for different entrepreneurship development programs, they do happen. We have also Atal Ranking of Institutions on Innovation Achievements. That's a Government of India initiative on innovation achievements. And I'm proud to say that the last year, right, out of 674 higher education institutions, we were placed in band A, which is ranked 6th to 25th in the private and self-financial university category. So we are at the forefront of innovation and try to see what all we could do for those students and alumni. So those who want to have their own startups. We also have Tinkering Lab. Dr. Vandana talked about that one. So some projects, they come from Tinkering Lab. So they're also being funded through innovation. Let me take you through last two startup programs at NCU, starting with the first one in year 2019, followed by the one which we are currently having in 2021. So in 2019, we have the program for which Mr. Avtar Singh, right, plays a dominant role, wherein the students and alumni, they were told about the thought process, how to generate ideas, and what if that idea is promising, right, what else could be done on that. So we have different posters for that one. So it was being taken care of. So why to wait for long time? So if you have idea, why convert that idea into a meaningful startup? So it's better to start early rather than late. So then the pitches were invited. The students were trained how to write the pitches for the final challenge competition, wherein 23 teams, which comprises of approximately 50 students. So they span across various schools, be it engineering, management, and law. So everyone in the university, be from any domain, can participate in this incubation center programs. Then we have a pre-pitch program where out of 23 teams, 13 teams were shortlisted, and they were told how to improve their pitches, how to create the business plans, because everything has to be backed by the business plan, otherwise it's not going to work out. There was a final competition in which those 13 teams participated. So out of those 13 teams, right, so 5 were declared as winners, and out of those 5 winners, so there is one successful startup by the name CoopEarn, which they have their offices in Udyog Vihar sector 18. So they're involved in boosting sales for the manufacturing companies via the automation of the collection and redemption of coupons. So Tamanna Sharma from CSE batch, right, was the prime leading this startup program. And then we have also startups from the previous programs, right? One is City Innovates. They have their offices in Udyog Vihar, Singapore, and US. And they're involved in web designing and digital marketing. So Ashish Jam is leading that startup. So he's from 2009 EC batch. So these are just typical examples, right? But there are many more. Right now, in February this year, we started with the Startup Idea Challenge competition. under NCU Stitch program. So there were 17 ideas from our side, and we also invited the ideas from the students and alumni. So they also pitched in their own ideas. So 53 ideas were shortlisted, and then we have boot camps for them from February till April. So there they will learn how to write the pitches, how to defend those pitches, how to create a marketing plan, and how to manage their business plans. So the boot camps were organized. So we have few startups right now which are at pre-incubation stage, and hopefully they would be successful in the coming times. So one is from Ayush from BTech Computer Science third year. So iSort, so which is related to an app related to the eye diseases. So it's focusing on that one. We have Rohit from BTech Computer Science third year. So he has named his startup as Big Boxo. So that is related to the deals, right? Which we always try to find out one way or the other online. So there is one Expoto. So again, that's related to the eyesight manager, right? So if you want to get rid of the eyesight without surgery, so he's having a lot of interesting things going on in startup Expoto. We have Flexi Class, right? So he's Aman from BTech Computer Science third year. So he's customizing the online learning. So his startup is related to that one. We have Shivam from BTech Computer Science third year. So Embrace, his startup name, wherein right there is someone for you for any kind of help, right? Especially in case of mental issues. We have Shrikant from LLB third year. So he has a startup. He's involved in live games. So Play For Me. So we have lots of startups. So these are the few one of them which are at all of them. They are at pre-incubation stage. So since I told you that not everyone is interested in jobs, sometimes, right, you have your ideas and you want to like to start up their own companies, but you don't know how to start with. So we at NCU will like to help you out. So we'll reach out to you in the coming weeks and coming months, wherein you can, if you have something, some ideas, we can surely ponder upon it and see to what extent we can take it up further. So that's from my side. Over to you, Dr. Payal. Thank you. If you have any questions, kindly put them in the chat window. I'll be there to answer it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the information on Incubation Center. There is a common proverb, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So some element of fun and entertainment is definitely required to complete our day. Student Activities and Leadership Team has planned some engaging fun and frolics for you all. Dr. Hitesh Yadav, a multi-talented personality, serving as an assistant professor at the Computer Science and Engineering Department and a Cisco certified training instructor, would be your host for engaging you all in the fun-packed activity. I request Dr. Hitesh to engage the students.
Thank you, Payal ma'am. Thanks a lot. Hello, everyone. So good afternoon to all of you. So now it's time to have some fun in this session. So in these hard times, we have forgotten how to laugh. So forget all the stress and indulge yourself completely in the activity and have fun. So are you ready for the fun? I can't see you and I can hear you. It's okay. It seems like you are ready for the fun. But before that, I'll tell you one exercise to reduce your stress level, to reduce your muscles tension, and that also improves your mental conditions. Use your tips of the finger and beat your heads like this. You can do it side by side. Beat your head with the tips of your finger at least for a minute. Close your eyes and sit relaxed. You can do this practice for a minute and then stay calm and stay relaxed. And feel the vibration coming out from your head and goes down to your body. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in And now breathe out. So are you feeling this vibration? Yes. So now let's start a game. We'll play a game, but for that purpose, I require your full attention in that. So there are some set of instructions to play this fun activity or game. Okay. For this purpose, I'm sharing some instruction with you. You need to take out your phone and write in the browser kahoot.it. Write kahoot.it. Okay, kahoot.it. Okay, and enter this game pen. I'm going to share my screen, then you will be able to see the pen. Yes, Payal ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yes, Hitesh, it's visible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so Pranjal has already joined. That's great. You can enter your roll number as well in this game. There would be 11 questions in this test and you will get 20 seconds to answer the question. For few questions, you will get 30 seconds. For questions, you can look at the share screen and answer them using your mobile phones. So right now we have 57 participants with us. That's great. Numbers are increasing. So we can wait for 1 more minute as audience are still joining us. It's 72. Okay, 73, 74 participants are with us right now. 75, 76. Numbers are still increasing, so we can wait for 1 more minute. Please write kahoot.it in the browser and enter the pin 897483. Please try to use your own name rather than writing some other name. Okay, it's better to use your roll number or you can write your own name. So right now we have 100 participants with us. So we can wait for 1 more minute. 102, 3. All right. People are still joining. We have 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Please join fast. 112, 10, 11, 12, yeah. Great. So 20 seconds. Please join fast. 120, 121. So right now, I guess we have enough audience. 117. Please join fast. We have 10 seconds. 120. 22. 21. All right. So now we can start the game. Okay. Please join fast. So now I'm going to start the game. So look at my screen for the question and answer it on your mobile phones. Okay, the question is here. The first question is here. Yes, the time is over. Great. Let's see. Saloni is on top. That's great. So let's move to the next question. So you have 30 seconds to answer this question. Yes, so we have received 82 answers. That's great. So let's see the result. Kishika, that's great. Very nice. So let's move to the next question. Question number 3. Wow, 113 students answered this question. So let's see the scoreboard. Kishika is still on the top. Very nice. Bhagya is on second and Harsh is on third position. That's great. Let's move to the next question. Wow, we have received 117 responses. That's great. So let's see the scoreboard. Kishika is still on the top. Very good. Bhagya is on second and Vishal is on third. That's great. So let's move to the next question. That's great. We have received 111 responses in this question. So let's see the scoreboard. So Kishika is still on the top. Very nice. Vishal is on second and Nilesh, you are on third position. That's great. So let's move to the next question. We still have 6 more questions. So which company has the following tagline? Think different. That's great. We have received 116 responses. Let's see the scoreboard. Kishika is still on the top. Kunal is on second and Nilesh is on third. Very nice. So let's move to the next question. So guess the name of the company based on this. We have received 112 answers in this question. So let's see the scoreboard. Kunal is on first, Kishika, you're on the second, and Nilesh, you're on the third position. That's great. Let's move to the next question. Guess the name of the company. So we have received 114 responses responses in this question. So let's move to the scoreboard and see. Kunal, you're on the first position, and Divyansh, you're on the second. Divya is on third. So still we have few more questions. Kishika and Divya, please move up. So you can do it. Yes, now we are on the 9th question. Can you find the correct shadow? Received 95 responses in these questions. So let's move to the scoreboard and see. Kunal, you're on the first. Kishika, you're on the second. Very nice. Nilesh, you're on the third. Great. Divyansh and Divya are in the 4th and 5th position. So let's move to the 10th question. Guess the word based on hints. Responses in this question. So let's look at the scoreboard. Divya, you're on the first. Kunal, you're on the second, and Kishika, you're on the third. So let's move to the next question, which is question number 11. And we have 12 total number of questions. So guess the word based on this hint. Received 109 responses. Let's see what is the result and the scoreboard. Divya, you're on the top. Kunal, you're on the second. Kishika, you're on the third. Nilesh, you're on the 4th position, and Divyansh, you're on the 5th. So this would be the last question. So please, yes, come on. This is the last question. Find odd one out. You will get 30 seconds in this question. So we have received 96 responses. So let's see the scoreboard. Let's see the podium. On 3rd position, we have Kunal. Very nice, Kunal. Yes, nice. Kishika, you're on the second. Awesome. And on the 1st position, and we have runner-up, Kanchna and Shiva. Congratulations. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Hitesh. With this, we come to the end of our enriching orientation program. We welcome you all once again to the family of the North Cap University and hope that you all will cherish the time you spent here. Wish you all the best as you embark on your new journey. Thank you all.